Okay, let's start off by introducing yourself.
My name is Crispy Polanco. I'm an almost 20-year resident of San Marcos now. Lived here since 2007. Um, just working and living, raising my family. Um, Lost my vision in 2020. From there, I found an opportunity to come to school and get an undergrad degree with an aim toward making it to law school. And that okay?
Just a little further away.
Oh, further away.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that, yeah.
An aim for law school, and also former candidate for San Marcos City Council, and will be running again.
Nice. Sure. So let's start way back. Where'd you grow up?
It's a town called Greenwood, Indiana. It's really just part of the larger Indianapolis area. Went to a school called Center Grove, kind of a not super wealthy but well-off community. But I was in the poor, rundown sort of trailer park in the corner of the neighborhood that nobody liked to talk about.
Do you have any siblings?
I have too many.
Too many? Yeah.
I grew up with two sisters and a brother. I have another half-brother that lived with my dad. I have a step-brother that I rarely ever acknowledge because we didn't grow up together. We don't know each other. And a long-lost sister that my mom gave up for adoption long before me.
What were those early years in Indiana like?
My mother, was a single mom. Dad wasn't around. So she depended mostly on food stamps and child support. Child support being pretty inconsistent. But she was lucky in that we had some neighbors that were friends. They helped her out quite a bit. And then once some welfare reforms went through in the 90s, she went back, got her GED, got a job. Things got marginally better, but, we were still pretty humble. And I don't mean to make this sound like a sad story. Like, I was like a kid. So while she was worried about where the next meal was coming from, I was thinking popcorn for dinner, sweet. I thought it was the best thing ever. Not just normal child, could just outside playing all the time until the 6th grade when my uncle helped my mom get us a Nintendo. Then I never went outside again. I managed to stay out of trouble, unlike other kids in my neighborhood, by joining the fire department. They had a cadet program for high school students, so I joined that.
What age did you get into the cadet program?
I was 14.
Wow. Okay. What was that like? I assume you did it through high school?
Yeah.
What was that like?
I saw some things and I became aware of some things that, other students in my school didn't. Because along with firefighting, you get into EMT stuff. So, you see car accidents, you learn about things that happen on EMS situations. I don't want to say it made me grow up, but it made me just kind of care about things a little bit. Like, otherwise I was mostly like, I don't give a shit about anything. This is high school. This is stupid.
Yeah.
But actually it's like, well, I didn't necessarily like my classmates because they were all a bunch of stuck-up, snob, preppy kids, but at the same time, they were people. And and I gave it to him. So I guess that's what that was like. It just, I don't know. It was that was probably the best time of my life is the fire department.
How many years did you stick with
All through high school. After high school, I was hired on as a reserve firefighter, and I lasted with them another 2 years. But I wasn't really keeping up with my training, particularly the EMS training, because your firefighter certifications, they don't go away, but your EMS certification, you have to keep up, and I wasn't doing that. I wasn't staying in shape. I was trying to juggle firefighting with community college and another part-time job, and it just didn't work out.
Yeah. Is your mom still around?
My mom still lives in Indiana, along with my all my siblings. They're also up there. I'm the only one who, when I left the nest, I went really, really far away.
Why did you come to Texas?
The girl. I met Raven, my girlfriend, on a Yahoo chat room back in the day in 2005. 2 years later, I just dropped everything, I was going to ITT Tech at the time. I was working that part-time job. I was 2 years out of the fire department. So I just decided, things up here are not working for me too great. Let's go for a change. And I just dropped everything, came to Texas for her, and 9 months later we had a daughter. And everything hasn't been all sunshine and roses. I mean, you go through your ups and downs. But yeah, right now, family-wise, things are good.
How long have you lived in San Marcos?
All the time I've been in Texas. I've never lived outside of San Marcos. So since 2007.
Jeez. How old is your daughter?
She just turned 18 last November.
Is she going to college anywhere?
No. I mean, I've told her, like, if she wants to go to college, just go ahead and apply for the loans and go to college. But she's worried about going into a lifetime of debt and the money it costs. And I mean, I don't know that she really knows what she would want to do. For a while, she wanted to do like marine biology, and I thought that was really cool. I know she loves animals, especially bugs. She loves bugs. But I don't know. That's just something she's got to decide for herself.
That's real good. What does your partner do?
She's basically a stay-at-home mom. She's always been on disability. She has her mental health issues, mental illness. So she's on disability. She's been on disability, and right now she's just doing her best to. Well, she's taken it on herself to take care of me, even though I tell her time and time again, like, hey, you need to let me be independent. She's just really insistent on taking care of me, which I love, but at the same time, don't love. It's weird. But yeah, she's just taking care of me and making sure that the house doesn't fall apart.
Yeah. How long have you had your, condition?
I mean, that's basically what it is. I was diagnosed diabetes in either 2008 or 2009, somewhere in there. But because of the way our culture works, with work and everything, like, instead of taking the time to go to doctors and take care of it, I just kept working, and self-medicating my stress with sugar, which didn't help. And eventually that cost me my left eye. And then once I had found a good job that gave me some really good benefits, I was going to the doctor. I lost that job in some unfortunate circumstances. Lost that health coverage, and eventually it continued to self-medicate the depression and stress. Led to total blindness in 2020. July 4th, 2020, of all days. Everybody else was getting COVID. I got the blindness.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess either way, things were gonna go bad for me that year anyway. But
How long until, or so what year did you lose sight in your left eye? And how long until you got total vision
I
loss?
lost my left eye in 2013ish, 2012ish, 2013ish. And then 2020, I lost my right eye and went total blind. Well, I say total blind. I mean, I didn't really have any usable vision, but I had a lot more light sensitivity at that time, where, you know, I could still see basic shapes and colors. But over time, it's gone completely black.
And is that from your, complications with diabetes?
Yes, diabetes did it. Just couldn't lay off the Skittles and root beer. But yeah, that cost me both eyes. It cost me a big toe. It actually causes a number of health issues that nobody tells you about. That they just kind of keep quiet, because it just some health issues that nobody likes to talk about, period, that they probably should.
Do you know how common it is for people with diabetes to lose their eyesight or, other parts of themselves to...
I mean, you hear about it, but I don't know that I've met too many people that lost their vision due to diabetes like I did. Most of them were either born with a condition or some accident or something happened. But I don't know. Like, I did meet one guy when I went to a blind center in Austin that teaches blind adults, just how to adapt. There was another guy there who was diabetic. I don't think his blindness was diabetes, but he was having trouble with his feet too and blood sugar. And unfortunately, he passed away just a few months ago. He was only like 10 years older than me. But his name was Gino Garza, an Italian name with a Mexican last name. That's what he joked about. Excuse me.
When did he pass?
Just a few months ago.
Sorry to hear that. How did you find out?
Some people from the Blind Center keep in touch and still talk. Some of them that still live in the Houston area where he lived, they heard about it, and then they just spread the word. Unfortunately, I was not able to get to the funeral, but he and I were pretty good friends. If anybody who's ever met me knows my sense of humor, he and I bounced off each other pretty well. So we had some good times at the Blind Center. So it was really sad to hear that he passed.
Sure. Do you know what it was from?
I think it was just a sudden heart attack.
Yeah, that'll do it.
It may have been. I know cardiac arrest is something that can happen to diabetic patients, so I don't know if diabetes was related. I just know it was a sudden heart attack.
Sorry to hear that. Is there? Are you involved with? I don't know. Are there any local, blind centers or community groups for people with disabilities?
Texas only has one blind center, and that's in Austin, the Chris Cole Center, which is run by Texas Workforce Commission. They have, through the Texas Workforce Commission, they have satellite offices where they offer, like, what they call orientation and mobility training, but to get, like, the full works, technology training, Braille training, you got to go to Chris Cole. There was also the Texas School for the Blind across the street from Chris Cole, which is for kids, school-age kids who are blind. Other than that, Austin and the surrounding counties and other areas of Texas have what's called a Center for Independent Living. These are private nonprofit organizations that are funded through federal funding through the Rehabilitation Act of 1973. And they offer basically independent living services where they can teach you different skills needed to live independently, help you get a job, work on resumes, just get through paperwork through doing stuff. So they do advocacy, training. They help people if you don't want to live in a community home, like a nursing home or something, and you feel you could live on your own, they'll help you do that. If you want to stay out of a nursing home, they will do what they can to keep you out of it. And there are a number of those around Texas. The one that serves Austin and San Marcos is called ARCIL, ARCIL, which stands for Austin Resource Center for Independent Living. They have an office here in San Marcos on it's on Guadalupe Street, right across the street from Casa Maria. Unless they've moved. I know they were looking at moving. I worked there for about a year. But I found that I don't actually need to go in there too often, so I don't. I've been back a couple of times just to sit in on an independent living class with the local youth in transition from high school to secondary or post-secondary education life, just to see how they're doing. I've done that a couple of times, but I haven't really gone back. But I tell everybody I can who might need their services that, hey, they're there. There's really nothing else there. I mean, here at Texas State, there is, I think it's called Chronic Cats. I just learned about it. Well, it used to be called Paws for Pots. I knew about that a while ago, but I guess they've changed their name to Chronic Cats. I just learned about that because I ran into another blind student yesterday. I thought I was the only one. She saw me at the Alternative Testing Center for students with disabilities.
Okay. How did she see you?
She still has some usable vision.
Okay.
So there's like a spectrum, right?
Yeah.
So while I'm dark, she still had some. So she saw me. So she came up and introduced herself. And yeah, I am not the only one, it seems.
Yeah, probably not. So sorry, you moved to San Marcos 2007?
Yes.
Okay. Can you walk me through what you got up to those early years you were here?
Well, like I said, I dropped everything. So I came down here with, I just threw all my stuff in my car. It was a 93 Ford Thunderbird, and I just booked it down here. And so I didn't have a job. I didn't have anything lined up. I had vague plans to go back to ITT Tech, but I never actually went through with that. But my first job down here was at the HEB warehouse. But I'm slow. I didn't quite move fast enough, so it wasn't working out, so I left. And I went to work for, I don't know if a lot of people know about it. It's called Telenetwork. It used to be a phone company, but a while back they switched to just doing tech support, contract tech support work for at the time it was CenturyTel, now CenturyLink, if it even still exists. They did tech support for a company called Frontier, Consolidated, several others, all like DSL internet. So not like the most greatest stuff, but I did that for a year before going to Time Warner Cable, who had a call center here in San Marcos at the time. So I upgraded to cable, you could say. And then in 2009, I guess, they closed the San Marcos call center. We all moved up to Austin, so I started commuting up to Austin. Lasted there until I actually worked my way up to, I guess you could call it a floor supervisor, where like if you called in and you requested to speak to a supervisor because an agent pissed you off, you would get me. And then more often than not, I'd probably just piss you off more. Look, I feel for cable customers because these companies are trash, but at the same time, there's all the problems in the world, and your biggest issue is you couldn't watch Dancing with the Stars. I can't be sad for you. But yeah, I did that. Then after a while of doing that, I moved over to the commercial side of things, did commercial tech support. And then eventually I got into an argument with another agent and I got fired. So I came back to doing tech support again with Grande Communications, which I guess is now not Grande Communications. Did that for a year. Then I left that because I had a friend who I used to work with at Time Warner Cable, now Spectrum, by the way. I am not paid for advertising. She was then working at a place called Epic Piping on the north edge of town.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Pipe welders. She offered me a spot as a quality control clerk, so I got into that, and then a year later I was supervising the office. But then unfortunate situations, I lost that job. Then I did a couple of small things. I did Dunkin' Donuts. Don't eat Dunkin' Donuts. Dunkin' Donuts comes frozen in a box and they pop it in the oven for a couple of minutes and then they leave it sitting out all day. So yeah, don't eat Dunkin' Donuts. Stick to the good stuff like Shipley's, Round Rock Donuts. If you ever get up to Round Rock, go to Round Rock Donuts.
From Cedar Park.
Oh, then you know what I'm talking about. I did Costa Solutions back at the HEB warehouse, but I didn't like that, so I wound up finding a job at a company called Taskus, another kind of contract company where they do like just contract work for other companies. So I was doing digital content moderation for Instagram. Technically, I signed an NDA, and I don't know if that's still in effect with me no longer working for them or not, but don't delete. Yeah, I don't know. I don't care. Like, what are they going to do? Like, who cares? But I was working there, and I was also working a second job at an Amazon warehouse as a security guard. I mean, technically, I was a third-party vendor, like working for a company called Allied Universal, but I was posted at Amazon, and then I lost my vision, and here I am. I've also done some short stints at Walmart, Sam's Club, Stripes.
And you lost your vision in 2012?
2020.
2020. Or sorry, when did you first lose your
Left eye in 2013-ish.
2013.
Yeah. So yeah, I've done a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah. What was 2013 to 2020 like for you?
Well, at first, I missed some days of work because going down to one eye, like my right eye, had to learn to compensate. All light became like overwhelming for a few days. But eventually I was, able to open my eye, and I guess it was a little bit of an adjustment period. I never did quite learn to completely avoid walls and corners on my left side, but which had some funny moments, but it's all good. But it didn't seem really that bad. I was managing. I was doing it. I mean, technically I would have counted as disabled, but I just kept going until I couldn't anymore. And in hindsight, my right eye was starting to go like well before it actually went. I just wasn't accepting it.
Yeah. So was there like a gradual falling off in your ability to like work until you lost your?
No, it was sudden.
Oh wow.
Like I got off work at the Amazon warehouse one morning. I was having my typical trouble seeing, but wasn't accepting it. Was just chalking it up to being tired, getting off of the late night third shift. I wound up getting pulled over that morning for swerving. I nearly took out a street sign, I guess. And I told her like, no, I'm tired, and she just followed me home. And then I got home, but then my vision wasn't clearing up. I had like a really big cloudy spot. So my girlfriend got home from wherever she was, I don't remember. And I asked her like, is there anything wrong with my eye? And she's like, yeah. And then that's when I kind of knew, yep, it's it's over. Went to a doctor. They said, yeah, you got some retinal detachment and some bleeding. We can go in and clean it up, but we can't promise you anything. And sure enough, once they cleaned everything up, the visual acuity just was not there. So through a couple of surgeries, I stayed on my jobs through FMLA for a couple months, but eventually just had to say, yep, got to call it quits.
So was there a day in which, like the day before, you could sort of see, and then after?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you remember some of the last things that you saw?
Yeah. Like the very, very last things, it was the inside of an Amazon warehouse.
Oh, wow.
But, I remember I was a shift supervisor there, so, I had one person working with me, and I remember her. I remember, the warehouse at the time had a crew that would come in and do like chemical cleaning because we were in the middle of COVID and everything, right? So they would do some like chemical cleaning around the warehouse almost every morning. So I checked them in, checked them out. It was a largely uneventful evening, and just went home and then realized I couldn't see.
So you lost your vision at work?
I'm not sure exactly when it happened. I just kind of, by the time, on my way driving home, and by the time I got home, I just realized that things just didn't look clear. And then it was just this big cloud right in the middle of my vision that I could not see through. That turned out to be the blood in my vision.
How many surgeries did you have to do before?
We did 2 surgeries. The initial one, removing scar tissue, reattaching the retina, putting in an oil bubble in my eye to kind of keep everything in place, and then on the checkup to see how everything was doing, they said there was still some scar tissue and still a little bit of a detachment, so we went back in, cleaned it all up, switched the bubble out for a new bubble, which is still in there. But yeah, it's all still, upon last checkup, everything looks good, just no visual acuity.
What's 2022 starting school at Texas State? Walk me through there.
So I had been aware that my eyes were an issue for a while. I wasn't accepting that I was losing my vision, but I knew it was something I needed to get into an eye doctor to start getting looked at, but just choosing work over my own health, and time with my family, really. So when I lost my vision, you're suddenly in a spot where you're so independent. Like, I was driving everywhere. If I wanted to do something, I'd just get up and do it. I had to basically learn how to get around my home without vision, which wasn't too bad. I learned a little bit how to use my phone and my tablet just by kind of guessing where some buttons were, so I was able to listen to some audiobooks to kill time. And I still liked listening to TV shows, so I actually sat down and watched Star Trek DS9 completely all the way through, without a break for the first time. Before I'd watched episodes here and there, but now I just kind of sat down and watched it. But it was really depressing. I didn't feel like that there was anything for me anymore. I thought that was it. This is my life. I'm a lump in the recliner. So I chose to actually move back to Indiana. So end of September 2020, I did go back. I told them, hey, I want to move back, but I'm going to need your guys' help with everything because I need to find a place to stay. But when I got there, the support just wasn't what I told them I needed. They kind of reneged on me. So we came back to Texas 6 months later. And it's actually a funny story. Like when I left, I posted this thing on Facebook like, Texas, it's been fun, but it ain't been real fun. Fuck you. 6 months later, Texas, I said some things. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Take me back. But yeah, I came back, but while in Indiana, that's where I learned about vocational rehab. And I had started the process in Indiana. But when I came to Texas, I had to start it all over again, but now I knew where to start. And from that, I got in touch with vocational rehab through Texas Workforce Commission, and then they got me to the Chris Cole Center. And that's when everything opened up for me. I learned that, I could relearn how to live independently. I could go back to work if I wanted to. I didn't. I decided, the point of vocational rehab is to go to work. Ostensibly, not everybody does, but that's what they kind of push. So I decided if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do what makes me happy. I'm not going to go work a 9 to 5 to make some trouser stain in a corner office in Manhattan make him rich. I'm going to get into some advocacy. Now that I have this insight into people with disabilities, I'm going to advocate for people with disabilities, but also just everybody that's considered invisible. From just specific groups to even just the larger amorphous group of the poor. I wanted to get in there and cause some good trouble and cause fights, and that's where I decided law school, civil rights law, that's where I can cause the most trouble. I tell people I might not be able to change the world, but not on my own, but I can at least give a couple people a headache. And that would make me happy. So that's where I am now. And I got involved with PSL for a while, ran for office, and yeah, I'm still doing it.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your advocacy? Like, what are some of the main ways that you get the word out there?
I primarily post. I'm still kind of a keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
Facebook, Twitter. I try and keep myself aware of what's happening with the different demonstrations that go on. I try and keep up with what PSL is doing, so I can go to their events, and I try and tell people, hey, PSL has this thing. Data Center Action Coalition has this thing. Stand Up San Marcos is doing this thing on the square. And I try and push socialism, which, I try to tell people, Democrats are cool, but let me tell you about this. Standing on the square, holding signs and chanting, and, cool, but let me tell you about this other stuff that we need to be doing. So I do use the Stand Up San Marcos stuff as an opening to talk to people about other things we could be doing, and actual real demands we could be making other than just no more Trump. That's not good enough. That's not going to fix things. I'm still learning how to do it. So I'm trying to think of a big civil rights figure that's out there all the time. I'm no Cornel West. I'm no Cesar Chavez. I'm no Che Guevara, or anything like that. I have aspirations to be some of these people because they are the best people in the world, but I'm still just me and just doing what I can.
That's all you can do.
Yeah.
You try your best. So tell me a bit about when did you decide that you were going to run for close to city council?
All right. Well, going back a little bit, like I also do from time to time. I drop in on KZSM, the local radio station, on the Sunday night show. Justin James Bridges, the host of the Sunday night show, he lets me come on from time to time. So that's another way to do it. But so what happened was I joined PSL, and I learned that there was a resolution before the city council for a ceasefire in Palestine.
Yeah.
So that was the first city hall meeting that I went to, was that vote. And, you know, I saw more than 100 people show up to say, hey, do this. Pass this resolution. And they didn't. They voted it down 5-2. And that upset me. It's like you had 100 people tell you they want this, but you completely went against them. You chose not to use your voice. You chose not to stand with your people.
I'm sure the pressure from your Greg Abbott.
Oh, it definitely was.
That was a fiasco.
Yes, it was. It was totally pressure from Greg Abbott, pressure from Donna Campbell, our state senator. But I still believe that they should have stood up and said, "You will not walk on us." So people were talking like, "We need new people on city council. Like, we need people to run," and I'm like, "I'm not doing nothing."
Yeah.
So I decided right then and there, yeah, I'll run. Once the paperwork opened up to actually do it, I did it, and I did it. I had a lot of fun doing it. I learned a lot. I still want to do it. Like, I hope people know, not for me. I hate to do that Bernie Sanders not me us thing, but it's not for me. None of this stuff I'm doing is for me. Like, I'm blind, I'm missing a toe. Damage done for me. I'm trying to make the world better for my daughter.
How did your family take your campaign?
Oh, they hate it.
Really?
Yeah, they hate it. My daughter's like, "Daddy, you're gonna get shot." I'm like, "Kid, it's gonna be fine. Don't worry."
You have ops, as they say?
Yeah. They, they're not people. They're not people.
Yeah.
They my girlfriend likes to stay home and listen to audiobooks all day long. My daughter likes to play Overwatch all day long. And I'm trying to get them to take me all over the city to get into trouble. So yeah, they don't like it. There was a few things my girlfriend was like, "Hey, let me help you with this." Like when I made the flyers for my campaign.
Yeah.
She got into that a little bit, but for the most part, it was like, "Ugh, why are you doing this?"
Yeah. Gosh, so how long did your campaign go on for?
Well, I didn't realize how easy it was to file the paperwork. So I had to find somebody to help me fill it out. Because my girlfriend was like, "I don't want to get involved in this." But so I filed a little bit late. It was a couple weeks into August when I finally filed. So, and I had no idea what I was doing. I guess other candidates had an operation going for already months by that time. And I didn't have any money to do anything. I made the flyers October, a month before the election. So, like I said, I had no idea what I was doing. I was winging it. But still, I managed not to come in last. And I got almost 600 votes. So overall, I consider it a success. And I think it shows that there are people out there looking for somebody like me. I wish it was somebody younger than me, somebody healthier than me, that I could then support and say, "Hey, vote for this person." But until that comes around, screw it, I'll do it. It was fun, and you know what? I like talking to people and hearing what they have to say, and I want to be their voice.
What's one of the biggest takeaways you have from that experience?
Uh, it's all about the Benjamins. I mean, it really is. There was a local PAC, a business PAC that raised a lot of money.
Oh, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Is it Sun something? Sunny San Marcos? Future San Marcos?
Close, a brighter future for San Marcos.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I heard about that. Or someone told me about that in regards to the data center vote. Because, it definitely wasn't gonna, the data center vote wasn't gonna go that way. And, all the people not showing up, particularly because of,
Yeah.
brighter future.
Yeah, that vote was like, it surprised the hell out of me. But like the people, they put so much work into that. But yeah, definitely. I mean, Mendoza, one of the council members that was elected in November, he still voted for the data center. He was already on board, and Josh Passell, like, I'm sure he was supposed to vote for the data center, but he turned on them and voted for the people, which surprised me, but like, awesome for him. But yeah, it's all about the Benjamins. I mean, I did learn, like, I talk about Josh Passell a lot. I've said some things about him online. But I also tried to tell people, like, I've sat and I've talked with him personally. Like one thing, I'm still in a weird place with this, because it's like, you disagree with people politically and they make policy choices that you really do not agree with and you cannot get behind. And you think, how can you be a good person and vote this way? So I still struggle with that. But it's like, then I talk to like Josh, Alyssa, Lorenzo, Matthew Mendoza. And it's like, I'm having trouble making the connection. Like, are they really bad people or are they just wrong? And wrong people can be changed. Like, you can get to them.
It's also important. Are they? How affiliated they are with Brighter Future?
With who?
They're with the Brighter Future for San Marcos PAC.
I think just about everybody on the council right now.
That's what I heard.
I think Amanda Rodriguez is probably the only one who's not. So yeah. I mean, people say, like Alyssa Garza, people say things about her. I've heard her get called things like a snake and everything.
That's politics.
Yeah, I mean, this is coming from people. The people do not have. There are some people that do not have a good view on Alyssa Garza. But I talked to her, and I don't know if I'm so much getting that sense. So I'm not sure, like, I know definitely a lot of them, I don't agree with them on some issues, and I think they are absolutely voting the wrong way, and I do still wonder if they are in the pocket of some developers and are a little too close. But it's just really hard to square that with just, like, I applied for some commission positions about a month ago, and like, I would not have expected Shane Scott to ever even consider me for any of those, but he voted for me. And you talk to people and you find out that, like, yeah, Shane Scott, you don't agree with his positions and his votes, but like, when he sees people coming around, spending time at city council and, making an effort to be involved, he's willing to give them a chance. So basically my takeaway, other than it's all about the Benjamins, is shit's confusing.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. You said you have you're planning to run for something else. Do you have more local office ambitions or aspirations?
Yeah, it's going to be city council. Like, I was thinking that after this data center vote, I was going to be storming out of City Hall saying, I'm coming for you. But that didn't happen. So it's not going to be that fun, but as fun as I hope. But I'm still going to run. I know a lot of people like I think his name is Davis Jones. I know a lot of people like that guy, but I know somebody who's already going for Shane Scott's spot.
For what seats are up?
Shane's spot, Alyssa's spot, and mayor.
Wow.
Davis Jones is going for mayor.
Okay.
I don't know if Jane Houston is running again.
She's up for re-election.
I've heard it both ways.
We'll see.
I've heard people say Shane Scott's not going to run, but I don't know. You never really know. I haven't actually heard him say that. But I know somebody who's going for Shane Scott's spot. I don't want to run against her because I would like to see her up there. I don't know this Davis Jones guy, but I know a lot of people like him. So that leaves Alyssa. But I actually like Alyssa. So if I don't run against Alyssa, I'm going for mayor.
Damn. Okay. Big seat.
Yeah, like I'm really leaning towards that go big or go home.
Well, best of luck to you with that.
Thank you.
Gosh. Could you... you mentioned earlier it's all about the Benjamins. We're both students at Texas State University. We're sitting right next to Alkek, a big old library. It's 7 stories tall. I was wondering if you could speak a bit to, have you seen the influence of, Texas State, all the resources they have and spend sometimes overshadow the wants and needs of, the local town?
I mean, yeah, like the housing market in San Marcos, a lot of it exclusively kind of caters to students.
Oh yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, the students are part of the community.
There's some turnover.
There is some turnover, but they are part of the community. So, I mean, they need a place to live. Nobody should go houseless. But at the same time, like, we do have families here, too. And they are getting priced out of everything. So, I see it there. I know they keep buying up apartment buildings, which then takes the tax revenue away from the city, but then also takes homes away from individuals or single families. I mean, there's that. I mean, Aquarina Springs, right? It used to not be the universities. And it had great things, like it had the mermaids, a swimming pig. It had rides. But the first time I went to Aquarina Springs, and a couple times after that, like it was like dead. There was nobody there. Like you'd get a few people there for the glass bottom boats, but other than that, there's nothing there. The ride was taken down. There's no more mermaids, no swimming pigs. And I think that's, kind of sad. Like, one of the big arguments about this data center thing is, like, instead of investing in a data center, maybe we should just lean into the tourism thing. And we got this river, we got these springs. But the university bought Ocarina Springs and made all these changes. I think there's still a golf course over there too. It's like, so yeah, I mean, I do see and I mean, I guess it would be, I wouldn't be totally okay with a lot of this. Like, if the school would give back to the city, a little bit. Like, and I mean in ways other than just organizing students to volunteer for the food bank to give out food and everything. I mean, that's great and all, but like there's more that you could be doing. Like they're supposed to be merging, the bus system is supposed to merge with carts. Yeah. That's something that should have been in the works for a long time now, but this school is dragging its feet on it. It's like you could really benefit San Marcos as a whole if you expand the bus system to the community as a whole and find a way to better serve the outer lying areas and people with disabilities. Reduce our need to spend so much money on Uber and Lyft. I mean, they're expensive. There's ethical issues with that and the way they pay their drivers and everything. So yeah, the school could be giving back in that way, and I'm sure there's other ways that they could be helping, like setting up, working with the city to set up entrepreneurial opportunities for students who have ideas that, you know, they maybe can set up shop in San Marcos, bring a little bit of business here, attract people to not only just come to school here but stay here, live here. Help make business here a little less seasonal. Because, I mean, I don't know if you've been here during, like, Christmas break and summer break, but downtown becomes a ghost town. So, I don't know. I definitely... I mean, I would still have criticisms, but I think the school could definitely be doing more to give back, but then also stop being a bunch of dicks.
Sorry, could you just say what you're studying here again?
I originally majored in communication studies. After my first year, I tacked on a second major, political science, and also a minor in Spanish.
Alrighty, and last thing, if you could leave us with one life lesson.
Love. Don't put a paycheck. I mean, this is really easy to say, and I know everybody needs to pay the bills, but don't waste time you could be spending with your family and loved ones and friends, time you could be taking care of your own health, on employment. Don't miss out on doing things you love just to make the paycheck. I mean, that's not easy. That's an easy thing to say and not do. But I mean, I have now paid the price for doing that. I worked from the age of 14 to 35 and I have nothing to show for it but blindness and a missing toe. There's so much time. So many times it was a nice day and I'm going to a windowless building to take phone calls from angry cable customers. It's like I could be out at the park with my daughter right now. Nobody should do that. So pursue your interests and hobbies. Keep yourself happy, while also like getting for the students. Continue pushing for the education you want and advocate for yourself and everything. And just above all else, I mean, love. It's a big thing. I tell everybody I love them, and it's not like a creepy or romantic thing. It's just that human to human level. Like, you are a human, therefore I love you. Especially if you're just a really cool person. And once I consider you a friend, I consider you my family. Not in that Vin Diesel Fast and Furious way, but also in that Vin Diesel Fast and Furious way. Like, you are my family and I love you and I'm going to tell you that. So that, I mean, bottom line, love just sums that all up. Just love. That's the life lesson. Love.
Thanks so much for your time and sharing your story. Good luck with all your life.
Thank you.
All right. I think we'll cut it there.